Welcome back everyone to a brand new tier list video on this channel. This is the Repentance item tier list video. We have all 172 items in the game on this list, and we're going to rank every single one of them with your standard tier list ranking. No fun and good or just fun, just good. It's going to be just, is it a run winning item or is it not a run winning item? Without further ado, let's just go immediately and just do this right here. No questions asked. First up, we have Clear Rune. This item will act like a blank card for the runes that you have. It'll mimic them and give you a certain charge based off that rune's power or rarity. It's really good. You can use it with soul stones as well, so like Soul of Eden, Soul of Isaac, Soul of Magdalene. You can use it on Yera, Parathrow, Black Rune, stuff like that. I don't see it too often, but whenever I do and I get a good rune out of it, because it also drops a rune on pickup, and you could potentially, not see a single rune the entire run. You could just have it and have it be pretty much useless for you, but if you do get a singular rune, it can be a D6 for you. It can be a Diplopia over and over for you. It can be a lot of things that I think is very valuable. I'm going to put Clear Rune in the A tier. It's a reusable rune. Who doesn't want that? We have Mucormycosis next. It's kind of like a poison-based sinus tier. It'll stick to an enemy, get bigger, explode, and then poison the enemy, and shoot a bunch of little spores off of it that also become Mucormycosis sticking shots. Really, really, really powerful item. This item has carried runs for me before. It is not a run winner, but it is definitely an A tier item for me. This is part of the run, the items that we had in our speedrun tournament the first time going around. It was a huge time save in that regard, so I respect this item a lot. Next, we have Too Spooky, which is one of the worst items in this game. A lot of people, okay, let me back that statement up, because a lot of people are very protective of Too Spooky and say it negates, contact damage. No, it does not. If you have a lot of, it can sure scare enemies away from you, but any enemy that shoots becomes erratic. Even just regular flying or walking enemies become super erratic, and you can't get out of danger with this item because it'll just, push enemies in random directions. If you're not that great at the game, you need to have some kind of physical protection around you. It's pretty good. But if you've played the game for a while and you know how enemies move and you want to be able to react to how the enemies are going to move normally, this item is very, very bad. And every time I've grabbed this item, it has screwed me over in every regard. I am going to put this in E for now. It might be F later. Personally, I think it's a trash item, and it's only good if you are a beginner at the game. Golden Razor. I don't like it either. I think it's kind of one of those items that's there, and it can be used on certain runs, rarely, but overall you never pop this because money is so important. With items like Stairway being in the game and Member Card, you're never really going to be using Golden Razor to get damage. Honestly, the Razor is better than this item for me. Now, sure, late game, if you get deep pockets and a bunch of money, this can be really good for Delirium fights or Mega Satan fights, but if you're already going for these tough bosses, you're going to have enough DPS to beat them with your raw run anyways, so I don't think Golden Razor adds a ton to your run, and it is a big waste of money. It does give you money when you pick it up, which is, I guess, a slight positive. It's what, 3, maybe it's 7 cents when you pick it up. That's not bad at all. I'm going to put it in C. It is definitely not bad, but I would rather have pretty much any other active item, such as Sulfur. Sulfur gives you Brimstone for 1 room, which is a 3-room charge, and if you have, a double charge or 4.5 volt, popping this twice in the same room gives you a Mega Beam, pretty much. It's like having double Brimstone, which is really good. I don't like using it too much. I don't ever pay for it. It costs a heart, and a Devil Deal is the issue, and I don't really see myself paying a heart for Brimstone every once in a while. I don't know, it's half and half. It's definitely not bad, but again, I would rather have almost any other active item over this. With the right setup, though, 4.5 volt or, a double charge, yeah, this becomes really, really good. But on my normal run, my regular tiers just do the job, I think, pretty much fine. It's not bad, obviously, but it's nothing to write home about, I would say. It's good, but it's not great. Fortune Cookie is kind of the same thing as Golden Razor for me, where, well, it's not at all, actually. It's basically a discount crystal ball. When you pop it every 2 rooms, it can give you a fortune, or it can drop a spirit heart, or possibly, I believe, a card as well. Fortune Cookie. Yeah, so soul hearts, it can drop trinkets, soul stones, stuff like that, but it's a really rare drop. It's maybe 10%, I would say, which this could be really good. It could potentially even be better, sure, than your normal crystal ball, but I don't know. I don't get too much out of it. The Soul Heart generation is pretty nice, but it's nothing special again. It's just like, you know, your average active item you have for your first, like, 4 floors. You trade it out for a better thing later on. I don't see it being super, super impactful. Eyesore. I actually enjoy Eyesore a lot. It gives you... It might be a tiers down, technically. No, okay. So, yeah. It'll randomly make you shoot out random tears from whatever direction in your head with, like, you'll get a bunch of eyes on your body and it'll shoot out random directions for tears. It's not affected by luck, and it does work with other items like Brimstone and stuff. It is always a net positive to have. It's, again, but it's nothing like, you know, groundbreaking and nothing excitingly new. Like, Monstro's Lung plus any random tear effect does pretty much the same thing. But, you know, it's fine to see. I like seeing it. I like picking it up. It can make for some pretty fun runs with wild tears going out there. But it's not guaranteed. Luck does not affect it. So it's kind of just like RNG in that way. And there are times where it could screw you over if you have like Epic Fetus or Dr. Fetus, stuff like that. It could become a hassle to manage. But, you know, you'll on those runs, just don't take it. It's fine other than that. It's very, very good. 120 volts. One of, I think, the secretly strongest items in this game. Imagine too spooky, but like actually it's good. It gives you damage when enemies are close to you. It'll like shock them pretty much. A very short range shock on those enemies. And with Hand of Forgotten, busted. With any kind of Gnawed Leaf type thing, busted. With any kind of melee build, busted. This item is really, really good. It honestly does, I think, a little bit too much damage. It's kind of overpowered. It's one of those like instantly take items for me when I see it in like a blind item room. No matter what the other item could be, I'm always going to grab 120 volt. Really, really enjoy it. Really, really enjoy it. Good item. A tier. It hurts. No, it doesn't. What are the actual stats on this one? You give me a stat up, right? Taking damage causes the eyes to fire a circle of 10 tears around him, dealing 10 damage each. Okay. So it gives you stat ups for the room when you take damage. And it gives you like an Isaac's Jar of Tears or Tammy's Head effect once you get hit, which is fine. It's like having a passive, you know, weaker Tammy's Head, which is obviously Tammy's Head is a very good item. And the stat ups for boss fights and stuff is pretty good. You're not bad. I kind of like when you get basically what it's going to do for you is if you're getting swarmed by enemies, get hit once, it kills everything around you and gives you tears ups for that room. That's not bad at all. I do kind of think it's a little bit lackluster. Any item for me that like requires you to get hurt to have it proc is not going to be in A tier. Items that require you to take damage to get it to work primarily are not really wanted on runs because it takes away your Soul Heart Devil Deal protection. It can get you close to death, stuff like that. Yeah, it's B tier, but having to get hurt to activate it without Dull Razor is a bit of a drawback for me. Almond Milk. This is going to be a controversial choice, I feel like. Whenever I see Almond Milk, no matter what my run is, unless I have like Ipecac, obviously, I'm going to be taking it. It's not a run winner, but I really, really enjoy this. With the amount of items in the game now that synergize with your tears, that give you like piercing or tear effects, stuff like that, it's really, really powerful. You get, you know, Serpent's Kiss or Scorpio, like, you're going to be dealing some massive, massive, consistent poison damage. And it's just like, it's overall like a pretty good item. Now, I am a soy milk fan. I am an almond milk fan. Forgive me for that. But I think that almond milk with synergy potential and stuff like that, it is really, really powerful. You could disagree with me there. I can understand why you'd put it in B, maybe even C, because of the tears, you know, they don't always hit the enemies. But I think having a high fire rate in any regard, whatever your damage may be, is really, really good for you. I'm going to put it there. And then we have Rock Bottom, which is kind of just like, yeah. It's not like okay, here's the thing. It is bordering on going into A tier for me. It's a good item. It really is. But it's not incredible. It's good. It's great even. But it's not like, you know, as good as people say it is. The reason for that being is Rock Bottom tracks two separate kinds of stats. It tracks your background stats, which is kind of like if you... there's a video on it by Preach and Slay. Go watch that. But essentially, like, let's say, for example, you have Rock Bottom. You walk into Bethlehem Star, get your damage up, and walk back out. You'll keep that damage up, but walking back into the star will no longer give you more damage, and every other damage up in the background has to equal your current, you know, visible damage. So in many cases, it can be a damage down for you. And in my, you know, experience with it, it has been a damage down in some regards. Still really broken, but it's really good on an average run. But on a game-breaking run, it does make your stats technically a little bit less worth it. So it'll be a run winner because on a normal run, this item is just cracked to see. But in a game-breaking situation, it doesn't do a lot for you. It really does not. Glitter bombs. Or no, sorry, this is Nancy bombs. Gives you a random couple of bomb effects whenever you place a bomb down. It can be really good for damage, but as all bomb synergies are, I don't really care. I use bombs for combat in the first couple floors, but once I pass like caves 2, I don't need the bombs. And plus, it's harder because those bosses in the later floors of the game are very agile and they move a lot. And I don't know, man. Like, usually when I get a bomb synergy, I forget I have it until I need to use it for like a certain thing. So you're just going to be average. You can do some major damage, but unpredictable bombs can be scary. And aside from that, I always, I don't need to use you for combat in a lot of situations. So you're very average, nothing bad, nothing great. Soap. It's just a tears up. It's just a tears up. It's just a tears up. Huh. What am I going to do with the raw stat items? There are quite a few. What the hell is this? That's not real. That is not a real item. I don't know what this list is trying to pull on me. That is our missing duplicate, I think, right there. That is not a real item, whatever. Bar of soap. I think that regular stats are going to go on like C tier. Well, no, because stats are good, though. Stats are B tier. It's just a tiers, and I believe a shot speed up as well. Nothing amazing. Okay, yeah, you can go down here as well. Fuck Blood Puppy. This is why Devil Deals I don't really go into much. Well, I guess it's a cursed room pool, though, is what you are. But, Blood Puppy. You can do some pretty big, like, enemy damage, but I'd rather just have regular tiers and not take damage from you than have potentially extra damage from you. He can charge you down. He can, blow up rocks and stuff, but he's a nuisance. He's a freaking annoying dude. I don't want him. I don't want him. Dreamcatcher, huh? Dreamcatcher. The item everyone forgets that they have when they skip a cutscene. You give half a heart every floor that you enter, half a blue heart. That is very, very good. And you can show what's going to be in the item room for skipping for planetariums or grabbing blind stuff from your alt path. You're all right. It's the problem with Dreamcatcher, right, is that you have to have 15 cents to buy it, and by the time you find that in a shop or you have the money to even afford it, you're going to be too far behind to warrant going for any kind of planetarium chance or, even going on the alt path for whatever reason. So I honestly feel like you are just a soul heart generator, which is good, but it's nothing special. A lot of items in this game can give you soul hearts occasionally. So yeah, you're C. You're not, again, you're nothing like groundbreaking for me. Now, Pascal Flame. This might be an A tier for me. So here's this item. Whenever you beat a room, the flame grows bigger and it increases your tier rate past the normal cap to insane amounts. The really, really, really cool thing about items like this is that by not getting hit, you gain more stats, allowing you to, further on in the run, not get hit some more because it boosts up your tier rate so much that you're going to be, dealing more damage, which means you're going to be taking less damage and therefore gaining more and more and more tier rate every single room you beat. So this item kind of snowballs into a ton of DPS when you pick it up, which I really, really appreciate. And like a game, design perspective, it really rewards you for playing well. And any item that does that is an A tier item for me. If you get this item, in an angel deal, it's not like, oh, it could have been Sacred Heart. I'm like, oh shit, it's Pascal Candle, cool. When I see an item like Divine Intervention, I'm like, oh, there could have been Sacred Heart or Spirit Sword. But when I see Pascal Flame, I'm like, oh, it's Pascal Flame, dude, hell yeah. So I respect the item a lot. Speaking of, Divine Intervention, here he is. Here's the thing, right? You gotta also, for items that have smaller pools like angel deals, you gotta kind of take into account how the item scales with the other items in its pool. And with that in mind, you're D tier. You can reflect the brimstone beam from Beast, dude. It's so cool. Yeah, on any run that I go to beast of this item, I'll make sure to remember that and you know, face the brimstone beam head on and get hit by it eventually anyways. It doesn't really fucking matter. This item is boring. It doesn't, like, having to double tap anything, like, it's not hard to do, but to deflect one shot and focus on that shot coming out and only watching that enemy or those tiers and your person, it can get you hit from behind or to your right and the left. It's just like, it doesn't do enough. It's really, really boring, and it's not really that good. I mean, like, Trinity Shield does this, but passively, minus the whole laser reflection. I really can't defend this item. It's just overall boring, and in the Angel pool, I would rather have, like, most other items aside from, like, you know, the Bible or Breath of Life and stuff like that. So you're kind of just like, whatever, man. Blood Oath. This is a tricky one to place anywhere on the list because it has some really killer synergies, but it also can, you know, straight up just kill you. You know, man, like, I don't grab this item ever because if you're running a red heart build and you have this and you somehow don't get spirit hearts on your floor and you leave that floor down to the last, like, you know, your next couple of floors and you're stuck entering Mausoleum or entering the Gunga or entering Downpour, Mines, Womb with half a heart, you're going to be fucking terrified. Now, with Gimpy, with Old Bandage, it does give you health back, but that's having those items with it. On its own, I don't like it. I want to go into my floors with HP so I can play blood banks and stuff. I don't want to go into every floor thinking, am I going to live the first room or not? Am I going to get a heart in the first room or not? It's a very nerve-wracking item, and to be honest with you, I can't bother taking it on runs that I'm running a red heart build, so no thank you. Play-Doh, A tier. Play-Doh is A tier because it's pretty good, but also it's extremely fun. It's like fruitcake, but actually enjoyable to use. It gives you random colored tiers, and those colored tiers correlate with certain effects, like purple gives fear, red gives burning, and it doesn't blow up in your face like Fire Mind. Wow, can you believe it? Can you believe it? So yeah, you're going to be A tier. No questions about it. Orphan Socks give you creep and spike resistance, as well as giving you 2 soul hearts. I'll give it to B tier. At this point in the game, like, I'm not really walking over creep or spikes too often, and when I am, I usually have flight anyways at a point in the run. It's also part of the secret room pool, which means that it's a little rare to find, but when you do find it, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I have stronger feet now. Cool. It's also a speed up, don't forget, it's a speed up as well, so it has to be in the same category as the other stats, I feel like. But yeah, I like that a lot. Eye of the Occult, huh? You know, I do want to put it in A, but the huge, like, shot speed down that it feels like it gives you... But shot speed is like the least important stat in the entire game. You are a damage up. You are a damage up, and I do like that a lot. The fear effect is you give fear, don't you? Eye of the Occult. Oh, you don't give fear. I thought you did give fear. I don't know why I thought that. Its damage and its range, like, it's good. In fact, the synergies that this item has with, like, you know, lasers is crazy, and kind of like any tier is pretty fun to use. You're going to definitely be an A tier item for me. There was a really big emphasis on having damage and repentance now because the pools are kind of more saturated with non-damage giving items that I feel like Eye of the Occult just becomes, in that regard, super important to have. So yeah, you're A tier for me. Immaculate Heart. This is a... you give a health up, don't you? That is really important for me. Yeah, okay. It's a 20% damage multiplier. I didn't even know that, dude. It gives you, like, Saturnus tears around you. It lets you rotate tears around your body, like, in a circular pattern occasionally. It's a damage up. It's an HP up. Incredible item. Not run winning, but very, very good. Same with Monstrance, dude. Like, any of the new Angel items are so fucking good. Like, it's a damage aura around you, and people complain it's too obstructive and stuff like that. I've never been distracted by it ever before in my entire life. It does crazy enemy damage based off of your damage stat as well. So if you get, like, you know, Polyphemus plus this, you're going to be killing things by just walking into rooms. Really, really, really strong. Again, I'm going a little bit faster because we do have a lot of items to go through, so forgive me for that, but I'm going to go a little quicker here. Intruder, C tier, it's distracting. The extra quad shot that it gives you is not that strong, and it doesn't really do a lot. It does give slowness, though, on those tiers, which is very important, but it's inconsistent, and getting hit is distracting for me with this item, so C tier, C tier. Dirty Minds, Filthy Friends. When you break poop, it gives you some boys to help you fight stuff. That's B tier. The poops are actually strong and they block shots. They push enemies back. If you stay inside your poops, you will not get hit. And I like that a lot about the item. Very, very good. Damocles. This is a hard one. The big thing about Damocles is that you have a choice to pop it, right? When you find or pick up this item, you can hold on to it until you find a respawn and then use it. I gotta say, I've had my strongest runs in this game with Damocles. It is a run-losing item, but not in a bad way, in a fun way. You're A tier. I mean, on every run that I've had with this item, because it doubles everything, I do usually end up finding a respawn, whether it be in a secret room or an angel deal or 9 lives or Judas' Shadow, stuff like that. And you can also just, like, not pop it if you don't feel like it and hold on to it until you find it. So it's like an investment, right? Pick up the item, hold on to it until you find a respawn, then you know, Bob's your freaking uncle, right? It's really, really good. I think it's one of my favorite active items in the entire game. Might even be top 5 items for me in the game. I'm a big gambling risk-reward person. I do like Crooked Penny a lot as well. So, yeah, you're A tier. Big old jug. Big old jugs. Big old jugs in real life, S tier. Big old jugs in Isaac, dude, like, you're C. I don't like Lemon Mishap that much, and again, like, I would sub out pretty much any other active in the game for this item. It does good damage, but when you get to, like, the caves and the depths and beyond, when, like, half the bosses in the game fly or, like, have super armor, it doesn't do a lot for you. It's good for room clearing, but I don't really need it. You can clear most rooms regularly anyways, so whatever. You're a run-winning item. Spirit Sword is, like, the most busted thing in this game, and I think people don't realize that yet. They know that's good, but, like, this item is seriously, like, this might be the strongest DPS giving item in the entire game. If you watch my world record video where I got the world record in Isaac, it was this item and Sacred Heart alone, and I beat the Lamb in, like, literally, like, 30 seconds because there's no tier cap on it. As long as you can swing fast, you can do whatever the hell you want with this item. It's just, ugh, it's almost too good. It's almost way too good. If this item had more synergies, it might be one of the best items added into Isaac literally ever. I'm going to say Red Key as well as a run-winning item. Now, in the newer patch, it could be down here because the red room pools got nerfed, but the ability to pretty much farm for error rooms every single floor and get extra special rooms and find red rooms that could have brimstone in it or sulfur or Eye of the Occult, stuff like that, it really, 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 really is super, super strong. And if you go to Beast with this item and have some cracked keys on the ground, you will be getting error rooms every single Ascension floor, which will give you, you know, Planetarium items or glitched items, stuff like that. I think it's a run-winning item 100%. I think that this the Red Key is one of the most fun actives added into the game, along with Damocles, obviously. Sci Fly is not a fun item to have, but it is a run-winning. It used to be run-winning. It still is really good. The new patch is kind of, I feel like, nerfed this. Hard choice. I'm going to put it in A. It's not as good anymore. It still really is good, but the cooldown, I think at this point in the game, trying to rely on Sci Fly is your biggest mistake, right? Because now that it has a cooldown, if you're trying to rely on it, you're going to get yourself hit a lot. And I'm not in the mindset yet of trying to, like, actually dodge my own tears when I have the item. I still kind of rely on Sci Fly on my own, and that's my own personal fault, obviously. But yeah, you know what? You're A tier for me. I do enjoy finding you, but you're no longer a run winner, I think. Wavy Cap is our first F tier item. It's funny meme, haha. Look, I got a tears up, mom. Look at that. The tears up only lasts if you are intoxicated. You can save and quit and stuff, sure, but like then at that point you're kind of just cheating the item of its actual, you know, trade-off. It's funny. It can be good, but I will literally pop it. Like, I'll find it, I'll pop it like 6 times and never again. I just do it for the meme at this point. I don't like the item. You would have been F tier in a previous patch, but now you're actually extremely strong and you're in B tier. It lets you shoot out rockets instead of bombs whenever you're shooting, and they do insane damage. Like, it's crazy good. Previously to the newest patch, if you were walking, it would place a rocket down instead of an actual bomb, and it was super finicky. And yeah, it kind of sucked a lot, but now you do a lot of damage, and you're a lot easier to control, so you're going in B. Book of Virtues, run winning item. You get 1 good active, your run is 1. If you get a 1 charge or a 2 charge, that's pretty much infinite defense for you, plus, like, you know, special wisp effects. You get Dead Sea Scrolls, you get, you know, Tammy's Head, stuff like that. You do have a 1 run. Like, it's no question about it. I don't got to explain why Book of Virtues is one of the best items in the game. I mean, it literally has the most synergies out of any item in the game. It pairs with literally every single active item ever made. So yeah, pretty cool. Alabastard box, you're going to B. Oh, you're going to A. You're going to B. A. B for bastard. B for bastard box. The fact of the matter is, if you find this after already grabbing a devil deal, the item is much, much worse and not worth it. If you somehow find it before you get an angel or devil deal, yeah, it can be good, but at the expense of eating up all of your soul hearts for the next, like, 7 hearts you get, or maybe it's only 6, I can't stand by it, because you could use those 6 hearts to protect yourself and get a regular angel deal, or you could, you know, feed it to this box, and eventually in, like, 6 floors, by turning down every other active you found on the entire run, you could maybe get a good item out of it. It's just kind of a gamble that I don't find to be super worth it. If I get it early on and I have a good, like, you know, a good plan to use it, sure, you can be fine. But yeah, I don't think you're all of that, and there's a reason I call you the bastard box. Everyone knows, no talking about that one. Now we have the Planetarium. Here's my fucking knowledge. Watch this, chat. Sol, Luna, Mercurius, Venus, Terra, Mars, Jupiter, Saturnus. Oh, fuck. What did I not say yet? Jupiter, Saturnus. You already have Mars. Oh, what the fuck are you? Well, that's Neptunus, and that's Pluto. So you must be... Dude, what is it? I'm gonna piss my pants. Anyways, I'll go Sol first. Shows you who the boss is and gives you a sun card after every single boss fight. Yeah, you're alright. You're alright. Luna gives you tears ups every secret room you find, also soul hearts, and shows the location of them on your map. I believe, at least. Pretty good. You're going to be, I would say, A tier for you. Mercurius is a run-winning item. No, it opens up every single door for you so you can walk through whatever room you want to. Really good. Venus is close to winning, but you're an A tier. Terra is a great damage up. It's damage multiplier, actually, randomly. And then, you do open up doors and you break rocks, but you're gonna... Dude, you're really good. You're not a winning item, though. Mars, you're going an F for me. The problem with Mars is that the double tap only happens when you don't want it to, and when you're trying to use it for a good, like, cause or a good reason, it feels like it won't ever work, you know? Like, it doesn't work properly. I also am a controller player, so there's your answer there. I believe you are Jupiter. You're also F because you're annoying and loud. Saturnus is a very good, almost a run-winning item, I would say. You're going in A tier, though. Dude, what are you? God damn it. I got a fucking cave, don't I? What is it, dude? What is it? Uranus. Oh, my God. Ice tier is really good. A tier. These are all really solid items. Neptunus as well, I think, would be... It's like having a massive tears up every time you're not shooting. Really good. And then Pluto, I would also say, it lets you dodge, like, pretty much every fucking Hush tier or Delirium tier as well. Because there's a mechanic in the game called tier height. If you are lower than the tiers, you will not get hit by them. You can walk underneath tiers and stuff. Think of, like, Monstro's regular boss fight. It's really good. These are all solid items. This is the only run winning, though, for me, though. You can pretty much run through every single room with no consequence and get to your boss fights immediately. Very fun. Very fun. That's a large chunk of the items out of the way already. I'm pretty proud of myself. It's going to be a longer video here, though, it looks like. I got to go a little faster. Let's go quick here. Voodoo. An extra cursed room every floor you have a cursed room on. C tier, because you have to cost HP to go in there, and the rewards can be shit half the time. Eye drops. I hate eye drops a lot. My problem with eye drops is the fact that if you have a really bad tier rate, and so eye drops works, it's kind of like a tears up. It'll, oh, fuck, how do you explain this one? It'll occasionally give you, when you try to shoot a tier, it'll give you twice the delay, but your next tier will have 2 tiers coming out at the same time, which, with bad tier rate, can get you hit quite a lot, and it's really annoying and really, inefficient, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen. It's just not a good item to use. I will pick it up in any run that I find it, because tier up is always a net positive, but it is quite possibly the worst tears up in the entire game. Act of Contrition allows you to take angel deals after you take a devil deal. It gives you a bone heart and tears up as well. Because you can find it in an angel deal, and there are only a set amount of deals per run, the whole, like, get angel after devil deal thing is kind of inconsequential. For a tears and bone heart, though, you're all right. You're just a stat in HP. You're in the average B tier, like, thing. Member card. I do want to put member card on run winning, but it's not actually that insane. It can give you powerful things, but it costs a lot of money. And with our new donation machine nerf in the shops, it has become a lot worse. You are still A though for me. You are still A tier for me. Battery pack. You are, what kind of pool are you? You're in the battery bump pool, aren't you? But what other, are you in the shop pool? You're in the shop pool, okay. I mean, you can pay 15 cents for essentially what could be 20 cents of batteries. Situationally, yeah, it's really good, but aside from that, like B tier it is for you. Your biggest positive is that when you're trying to farm for battery charges from a battery bum, and it drops this, that's a lot of good charges for you. That's the only kind of like big caveat though. Mom's bracelet. It's C. You can break tinted rocks. You can pick up, you know, hosts and stuff like that. You can do funny things in that regard, but I don't find too much use out of it. You're kind of D tier. Having a peeper's eye is just like whatever. Do you give a stat up when I use you though? You're called Scooper. Scooper. Tiers. Okay, so you do deal more damage half the time, but I don't really care. Yeah, I don't like you at all. Ocular Rift. You are a good item, but there are a lot of times where I use you and it just makes everything in the room so hard to follow, and it makes it harder to dodge and harder to move and just harder to see things. You could be A, but and with good damage, you are really, really strong, but I usually skip you now because of your chance to just make things a bitch to go through. Boiled Baby is a regular baby, you're C tier. Freezer Baby, a regular baby but better, so you're B tier. You can freeze enemies, which is very, very strong. Eternal D6, at the expense of possibly losing an item, you can reroll it, which on characters like the Lost is just really good because you can't take HP. In late game against later game bosses or like, you know, chest rooms and stuff like that, if you're looking for a specific item, this can be really, really good for you. So I'm going to put you in A. You're like a 2-charge potential D6. I like that. Birdcage, whatever, you know, Berserk, or not Berserk, Larynx. I haven't actually used you too often, but you are, I know you are really strong. I've used you like maybe twice in my entire time playing the game. You're kind of rare to find for me. Next up, we have Larynx, who is actually a pretty rare item to find, I feel like. But, you are really strong. You're a very good active item to see, and you probably are A tier because you can pop it whenever you feel like it, which is a really rare thing with active items, believe it or not. So I'm going to put you in A. You're strong. Lost Soul, you're going in D. You might, honestly, you're going in E, actually. Fuck Lost Soul. The item is fun to keep alive, and it's fun to try and do that, but you usually never can do that because it's so hard. With Dark Arts, you can't use Dark Arts with Lost Soul. You can't use, like... You really can't do anything with Lost Soul. Like, it's funny and it can be good, but it's very, very rare this item lives through an entire floor. Very, very rare. Again, Bomb Synergy. So what? You are a full heal, but still. Lil Dumpy, again, familiar. Bird's Eye can shoot occasional fires out, not based off your luck stat. You're all right. I mean, you're B tier. I like Lodestone a lot. It's kind of like Ocular Rift in that regard. Actually, you have to be, you're the same thing pretty much. Ocular spawns a portal that sucks things in. Lodestone creates the suck itself, which against bosses, both these are really, really good, but in regular rooms, I hate them. So you're going to both be in B. Rotten Tomato, it basically gives the reverse charm effect to an enemy where every enemy around it will target it, which is actually pretty funny, and I like that. I'll put you in B. You're a good tier effect. Birthright, you can't really put Birthright anywhere because it's different for every character, but I would say it's an A tier because a lot of the effects can be run-winning effects. I believe that like regular Isaac's is really, really good. Regular Maggie's is really, really good. Like Tainted Azazel as well. But there's also like, you know, your Lazarus effects, which are just kind of like bad. I think A tier is a good median for it, I think for sure. Red Stew is a one that gives you damage up. It's a cascading damage up and down. And a full heal. People don't like this item for whatever reason. It literally lasts for like it lasted me on a bad run for like 4 floors of damage ups. That's really, really strong. Plus the full heal as well. If you find this item in your last shop, you're going to have the easiest, like, Mom Fight, Womb 1, Womb 2, and potentially even Cathedral or Shoal as well. So you're going to go in A for me. I do like Red Stew a lot. This is a run-winning item. There's no question. You're at half a heart, pop it. Choose your build. Fucking draft mode on Isaac. It's ridiculously strong. A lot of exploits with it as well. Yeah, you're busted as hell. Sharp, Key. I'm going to put you in D. I don't like wasting my keys, and your only use that I know about is opening up the mom door on or the flesh door in the Mausoleum 2 mom fight. Booster pack, A tier. It can spawn you a bunch of cards. It can be game-breaking cards. It can be bad cards, but primarily they all have good uses for you, either on that floor or in the future, so good. Run-winning item, of course. The knife pieces, you actually, like, give me more rewards by playing through the mirror. Whenever I want to get knife piece 1, I do get more keys and bombs and coins and potentially another boss item by playing through the entire mirror dimension, so you can go on, like, B. I hate getting you, though, so you're going in F. It doesn't really matter where I put these two. They're the same fucking thing. They don't do anything. Together, they're really good, but apart, they're not that great. Death Cert, run winning, of course. Bot Fly, same as Sci Fly. Meat Cleaver, split stuff, pretty fun to use. I'm going to put you in A. You can make boss fights a lot easier, as well as regular rooms. Evil Charm is no more burning or poison, plus you actually get soul hearts and a luck upgrade. I think it's +2 luck, actually. You're pretty good. Nothing special, though, I would say. Dogma item. I mean, it's permanent flight, even in the Mom 2 section, or the Mom chase sequence. It's a mantle every boss fight, and it's a big heal. You're A tier. Purgatory, A tier. Stitches, A tier. Archie, run winning. Look at we have some great choices here. Archie is always going to be a run winning effect for you, I feel like. Stitches is good for dealing, like, telefragging and teleporting and over gaps and stuff, but aside from that, it's kind of eh. Purgatory does some big boss damage, of course, and is actually pretty fun to chase around the room and find that. So yeah, there's a reasoning for that. If you lose an Archie lap, you're a coward and you suck at the game, get better. Knockout drops, A tier. Fun effect does actually crazy knockback and wall and rock hitting damage. I like that. Eraser. If I put it in C, I'll get flamed. So I'm going to put you in B, but I think you're actually a C tier item. Eraser is not that good. Eraser is not that good. Here's the reasoning why. By the time you find Eraser, you are already at a point in the game where you have gone through, let's say you find it on, like, Caves 2, right? You've gone through what I would, like, maybe, like, the first third of your game without it, and you were fine. And because every floor is kind of like enemy archetypes, right? You don't see Ashpit enemies on, you know, the Mausoleum. So erasing a floor-specific enemy, sorry about that, doesn't do a ton for you. And you don't really notice that because, like, oh, I have erasure, that's so cool. If you erase spiders and flies, cool, but later on in the run, should you be getting hit by spiders and flies in the Cathedral? Hell no. It's really not that good. So you know what? Fuck you, comment section. You're a C tier item. Yuck Heart. It is a 4 charge now, so you're B. I like Yuck Hearts a lot, but I don't know. It does half your HP, and it takes away, like, literally, it you know, cuts your heart in half. But it also is Devil Deal Protection, and it does spawn flies. Like, you're okay. You're fine. I don't like having you as an active that much, though, I'll be real with you. Urno Souls, you're A tier. Does some major damage for killing enemies. It's pretty nice. Excuse me. One of the items that I see in an Angel Deal, it is one of the better Angel Deal actives, but in the entire game's, like, grand scheme, it's not that incredible of an active. It's only used for combat. There's no, like, utility with it, so I kind of just, like, I don't get it a lot, but if I do get it as a start for an Eden Star, something like that, I do enjoy getting it. So, yeah, you know what? You're A tier. Akko Dilemma, you're A tier as well. A lot of good items in this game, goddamn. Having a trail of tiers behind you is pretty fucking strong, I think. And using those tiers to hit enemies, you know, around it. It can get you hit too is the bad thing. Like, it can push enemies into you, but it does do a lot of damage, which is very, you know, nice. And I have a strong suspicion that they're going to buff this item to be like, to like copy your tier effects as well in the future. So I think you have potential to be really good in any run in the future of the game. You're probably going to end up being a lot better, but I think you're either way, you're still A tier. Magic Skin. Hear me out here. Magic Skin is a run-winning item. Magic Skin is a run-winning item. Because Magic Skin can give you any of these in the right pool. And you can get rid of Broken Hearts with Confessional Sands, which can be found, you know, in your super secret rooms, your stairway rooms, your angel deals. Like, you get this item, you pop it, you know, 4 to 5 times. You should still be fine on your run. You shouldn't be getting hit more than 4 or 5 times. Or, like, I guess at that point, it'd be like 8 times in a room. If you still have, like, 8 containers, you should still be fine to win your runs. And being able to, like, item farm is really valuable. Plus, like, because the secret room and angel deal pools are really powerful, the chance of you popping this item down and then getting a really good investment return is really, really strong. However, once you find this item, you cannot put it back down, meaning that to me, it's going to be A tier, because being able to never change out your active ever again, it's like it's the tick of active items. I don't like that about it. But I do not mind the Broken Heart return and investment there. I do think that's fine. Revelations. 2 Soul Hearts, part of Seraphim, big ol' laser beam. Yeah, you're A tier. No question there. I think this needs to be nerfed a little bit, honestly. I think there was a good idea in the Discord server last night from Turtle Melon when he said that this should not be an item. It should be a side effect of getting Seraphim, which I agree with a lot. But as an item, it's still really, really, really strong. You're just stats. You're going with there are stats down here. Tiny Toma is Tiny Toma, whatever. Like, you actually are probably going to be... Oh, you're actually pretty. You have spiders. You're fine. Bomb synergies. I'll put you... You're a bit better than Nancy because you have consistency, and it's just one of the strongest bombs in the game, so you're going to be B tier. 4.5 is the game-breaking item, so you're going to go in A tier. You do a lot of crazy stuff when it comes to combative active items. You're fine. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be, so you're going to stay down there. Fruity Plum... familiar, you know, you're whatever. Plum Flute, it's actually pretty nice. There are a lot of people in this game that complain about it and how it's not accurate enough, but if you summon Plum Baby next to your boss or your enemies you want to kill, it does major damage, so I'm gonna put you in B tier. Plus, it's you can actually, like, pretty much farm for the item. If you just, you know, find Plum on a run and you don't have an active item, play it out passively. You will get a good active for the rest of your, you know, next couple floors. It's pretty nice. I do like it. Star of Bethlehem is run winning. Even with base stats, if you have this item, if you stay inside of Bethlehem Star the entire, like, you know, run, you will have no issue winning. It negates damage, gives you homing shots, buffs your tiers and your range and your damage, and it shows you where the boss fight is. Literally crazy. Just fucking insanely powerful item that nobody seems to really care about too much. Cube Baby. Cube Baby is funny, and the slowing and the freezing is pretty nice. You're on par with Freezer Baby. Vade Retro, whatever you want me to call it, the weird Italian one, the weird, like, you know, exorcist item. I want it to be better than it is, and it is good, but I've never been able to use it properly because I feel like, to a certain extent, my own tiers always just deal more damage anyways, or are more consistent to land. You are an A tier, though, because you still have, you know, good potential. You're also A tier, no question about it. So, yeah, you're A tier. You're A tier because you give out really good... I mean, you can pretty much farm for damage with this item. I mean, I've gone down to literally 0.1 speed, excuse me, and had like 30 damage off this item. It's nutty. Just insanely good. Knowing your pills as well can be really, really strong. If you get placebo bad trip with this thing, it is every single room is this black heart bombing. You walk into a room, pop it, boom, black heart back, deal Necronomicon damage. It's so fucking crazy. I don't care for spin to win. It's kind of sucky, you know? This as well, like, if the item was less visually obstructive, I would like it. But trying to tell enemy tiers apart from these tiers that don't even do that much anyways is ridiculous. You're D tier. Little Tiny Isaac friends, you're B. I mean, if you stack them up, though, if you stack these little friends up, they do a lot of damage. This is called Giant Cell, by the way. If you stack these up, I mean, you can have a pretty crazy run-winning build. But, again, it's taking damage to get an effect is not what I like doing on any kind of run. This is like the worst boss item ever made. It's a range and tier size up. Who gives a shit? You are like literally the mom's underwear of repentance. You're going in C tier. I don't care about you. You are A tier. Cardling is one of my favorite shop items ever made in the game. It gives you a random teleport at the beginning of your floor to either to one of two rooms. It can be boss item room, or the secret room. It gives you a choice between two of those, and then once you are out of your first 3 chapters, it gives you only one portal to either the boss room or the moon room, or the secret room, excuse me. So yeah, really strong item. Can make your floors faster, guarantees boss rush and hush pretty much. I like it a lot. Quince is really good, but I don't know if it's A tier for me. When the game first came out, Quince like felt like it was really busted, but then as we got more into the meta, we realized every item in this game is now fucking busted. So I mean, yeah, I'm not like thinking too hard about a lot of these placements here, because a lot of the items are like, here's a familiar, here's a stat up, but Quince is kind of like the first where it's kind of like, I gotta think really hard about where I'm gonna put this one. Quince, you're B tier. Getting 5 familiars per room on enemy death is really nice, but they're just familiars. Like, they're just familiars. Is it that important? Is it that important? I think not. Tooth and nail. If you time this item right, you can get free cursed rooms, walk over spikes for free, deal essentially like, what, it's 40 times 3, so 120 boss damage every single boss fight, or it's regular enemy damage as well. Busted. Absolutely busted. I think you can also play blood machines for free with it and demon judge. I don't know if you can play those for free or not. I'm pretty sure you can, though. Binge eater. Honestly, a run-winning item. You find this, you win. Any item that guarantees you HP is like a free win. Even if your stats are shit, if you have 12 red hearts and you can guarantee HP after every single boss fight or shop or item room, boss trap room, secret room, you cannot lose, because every health up is a 2-heart heal. So like, or it's 1 heart, but you know what I mean. It gives you a heart, so it's a 2-heart heal. So yeah, you're run winning, no question about that. But it gives you a speed down, BD1P. Oh, you fucking idiot! It gives you speed down. I have a run on my channel where I took every single binge eater item. I ended up with 30 damage, 6 tier rate, and 0.1 speed, and I beat Delirium in like 4 seconds. So shut your freaking mouth, dude. Guppy's eye. Really strong item. Being able to see what's inside of shopkeepers, flyers, and like, stuff like that alone is very good. But seeing inside of chests as well helps you prioritize your keys and bombs and things like that. I like it a lot. Also, it shows you your trinket order. So if you want to save a trinket for a different floor, or you don't want to like, open up a chest with like wiggle worm in it, you can save wiggle worms drop for a future floor if that means anything to you at all. Strawman is a F tier item. You never get to use Strawman because he dies instantly and he doesn't respawn. If he respawned at the start of every single floor with all of his items intact, that would make him more fun, I think. But as it is now, the item is really fucking lame. He eats your money up if you want to heal him, and he doesn't really do a lot. He doesn't really do a lot. Next, we have Dad's Note. Doesn't really do a lot. It brings it down to Beast. That's pretty much it. You're going to go with I'm going to put every, like, story item down on the F tier thing because they don't do anything. The knife pieces together at least do something, but still. You get it for, like, 2 floors and you're done with it. Sausage, all stats up. It's actually one of the only true all stats up in the entire game. So you're going in A tier. Nothing said about that. I don't like options, because normally what'll happen is I'll forget I have it and pick up a penny instead of like a chest, and I'll be like, oh, you fucking idiot. But I cannot deny the item is actually a net positive on any run, so you're going in A tier. Well, you're B tier. You're A tier, because you do you can like choose if you need a key or a bomb more, or a penny or a bomb more, or a chest or a trinket more. It's stuff like that, so I do appreciate that. Candy heart is a run-winning item. With a blood bank and gambling machine, you can get hearts out of that and just get a bunch of crazy stats, and they're permanent stats as well. Nutty. Absolutely nutty. Pound of Flesh makes, I actually never use this item. Pound of Flesh, yeah, so it's the reverse. It makes, Devil Deals cost money and shops cost HP. Why would I ever want that? I guess it does make, like, you can get pickups for free if you want to pick up a heart from something like that. But, like, dude, honestly, I would rather never pick it up. You're going in E tier. I don't like you. Redemption as well is one of those items that just seems so counterintuitive to me because it is only found, I believe, in the sacrifice room. What's it called again? Not Revelation. What are you called? Are you called Salvation? No, that's the other one. Redemption. Redemption is whenever you enter a devil deal, and don't take an item, you get a 1+ damage upon because you get damage for not taking devil deals. It's in no item pools apparently, by the way. You can only get it from sacrificing, I believe, and at that point when you're sacrificing, by the time you get an item out of a sacrifice room, you're going to be having the positive angel deal chance anyways, which defeats the purpose of the item entirely. So why do I ever want this? Now, sure, you can get some pretty good stuff out of it. Like, you can get, like, damage after, like, you know, if you walk in a deal and a deal is like, hey, here's fucking headless baby, and you leave, that is a 1 damage up, but it's really just... I'd rather just sacrifice and run angel deals the entire run. I'm going to put you in D. Spirit Shackles allows you, when you die, you become like a ghost, and if you beat the room, you respawn with half a heart. I'm not reading that. I'm not doing that wrong, am I? Spirit Shackles. Okay, so yeah, if you live for 10 seconds, So if you live for 10 seconds, you respawn, but you have to charge it back up with spirit hearts, right? Yeah, okay, very strange. It is a death save, so you're going to be an A tier item, but it's really strange how that one works. I don't know if I like it a lot, but it is a death save like every single time you get a spirit heart, so yeah, why not? Correct Orb shows you mapping and opens up doors when you get hit. It can lead you to finding accidental secret rooms. It can open up the Mega Satan door and the Mom's Heart door, or Mausoleum 2 door, stuff like that. You're good. I like you. I like seeing where my secret rooms are and taking damage to reveal where stuff is and like gain some stuff out of it. You're nice. You do cost damage to get to activate those, so I'm gonna put you in B tier. Empty Heart. You always confuse me. You always confuse me. Upon entering a new floor, if you have 1 red heart or less, another one is added. Okay, so you're just like, here's HP. You're the opposite of Blood Oath. You're fine. I don't really see the point in having you, so you're fine. Astral Projection, out-of-body experience. This one allows you to become the Lost for a few seconds upon being hit, slowing down time and keeping you alive and making the room easier to deal with. You're a little bit annoying, I will say. But, you know, you're not a bad thing to have. You aren't a bad thing to have. You're kind of like an item that I don't want to see when I'm going for R-Key or going for Mega Mush or Death Cert, but you're not bad, I guess. C-Section. No shit. This is like literally might be higher than Spirit Sword's damage output. The shots that come out stick to enemies and will do damage over time. It's just like, there's tons of synergies. There's tons of stuff going on with it. It's got more damage than freaking Sacred Heart, and it's in the regular item pool. Just beyond me how I got into the fucking game. It's too overpowered, but it's a lot of fun to use as well. Little Abaddon, you're fine. I don't like charging up babies to shoot, because it makes me have to work around the baby shots and not my own, which kind of feels counterintuitive, but you're a B tier, you're the same as Freezer Baby to me, or you're just fine. Monsuma's Revenge, it makes it really hard to shoot occasionally, and it doesn't really do a lot of damage. You're C tier. You're D tier, honestly. Little Portal, I hate you. I actually despise portals so much. It eats my familiars, and it doesn't even do that much. They can spawn, you know, but you can get random teleport portals. Wow, that's insane, man. That's crazy. To regular other rooms that I gotta walk through anyways, that's so cool. Screw off. I love you. I love you, Wormfriend. You are the greatest thing in the game ever. You literally hold a boss in place and slow down enemies and slow their tears down. You just make... Whenever I see Wormfriend, it makes my freaking day, dude. I will never pass up Wormfriend. Bone Spurs. You don't really do a lot. You're D tier. You're Hungry Soul. right? Yes, you are Hungry Soul. So this is kind of like a less involved purgatory. And they do quite a bit of damage from what I understand. It scales with your tier damage. Yeah, you seem pretty good. Whenever you kill an enemy, it'll spawn a red soul that goes around the room and targets other enemies. After 5 seconds, it will explode, dealing your tier damage. So yeah, pretty freaking good. Soul Locket, not candy heart level, but still pretty damn good. It gives you stats for soul hearts that you pick up, and they're permanent stats. The difference here is that soul hearts are rare to come across and usually mean more than red hearts do. So yeah, Jar of Wisps. I mean, you're fine. It depends when I get you. If it's late game, it's not that good. But early game, you're pretty damn good. So you'll go on 8 tier for that little bounce there. Friend Finder. Friend Finder. You are actually pretty insane. When you get a lot of friends, your run becomes easy. But I do prefer like every other active over you, so B tier. These are all personal choices, remember. They're all personal choices. I feel like if you get a Viz, you get like an Ipecac enemy, it can be fun, but they can also hurt you as well with their explosion shots, so be careful with that. Inner Child, a guaranteed respawn on Beast, and just overall, it's just... I guess you do become Pluto with it, so it is technically better than Pluto, so I'm going to put you in A tier. Technically better than Pluto. Glitch Crown, run-winning item. It literally like makes every pedestal cycle between 5 different choices, which you get to pause, buffer, and choose whatever item you want. It's just better Genesis. It gives you more choices, and you can like choose as your run goes on. It's pretty fucking nice. Jelly Belly Bean. You negate damage, but I don't like the thing with negating damage is that you're not trying to get hit ever anyway, so like it's not that intuitive, but when it does reflect damage, it is pretty fun, but you're just kind of B tier. You're run winning. You make every item useful. Gets rid of the quality 0 and 1 items, I believe, something like that, and has a chance to reroll quality 2 items. You're insane. You're insane. I like you a lot. Sanguine Bond, I don't like it. It can be huge, but I don't like, again, items that make you take damage to activate them. Not my favorite thing in the world. Swarm, pretty good defense. Actually, insane defense. Better than Jar of Wisps for defense, honestly. Heartbreak, literally, like, it just makes you live forever. If you get hit, like a fatal, like a run-killing hit, instead of dying, you'll just get 2 broken hearts added to your count. Always pick it up. Always pick up Heartbreak. It is always going to save your run, if need be. Bloody Gust is Bloody Lust, but it gives you tears and speed instead. Breaks tier cap, not bad. And with IV Bag, you can activate that a lot and get some huge bonuses. Salvation, A tier. Gives you the Holy Light Crossbeam when touching an enemy. Really nice. Vanishing Twin. I have seen this item twice in all of Repentance, and it is so fun. It gives you 2 bosses per boss fight, but they both drop their own items. It's so fun. I love using it. Twisted Pair. Again, A tier. Weaker shots, but you get, it's like Incubus, but the shots are kind of like split between 2 guys. It's like half damage, but they do more. But it shoots out more shots in general, so yeah, nice. If you get it with like, Conjoy, and it's just like you get 6 extra shots, pretty fucking insane. Azazel's Horn gives you Azazel's Rage thing for a room. It can be like hard to use occasionally, and it's not all that powerful, so B tier. Echo Chamber, it's not run winning anymore, but it is like the highest A tier item. It got pretty heavily nerfed. If you don't know now, it only tracks your last 3 cards put into it, but it still is pretty good. I do enjoy myself a little bit of a Echo Chamber in there. Isaac's Tomb puts an old chest at the start of every single floor you enter, which could be Spirit Hearts cards or an item. Does it have its own pool? Is there an old chest specific pool? Okay, so it's old chest pool or angel pool. I mean, you are like good. Yeah, it costs a key to open you, but I do like playing around you. You're fine. I'm gonna put you in A. you can get a really good angel item or a really good old chest item in there. I do enjoy it a lot. It is a net positive in its essence. The Vengeful Spirit, again, you gotta take damage for it to activate. But it does give you some powerful damage dealing and reflecting wisps, so pretty nice. Now, the reason that Spirit Shackles and Purgatory are both up in here and not down here is because you're not trying to take damage to activate them. They activate when you get hit. Like, you have to pretty much farm to get items like, I don't know. There's a difference, but these save you from death. These don't. You feel me? There's a strong difference there, I feel like. Esau Jr., run winning, gives you 2 HP. It's like Tainted Laz, but you choose who you want to be at whatever moment, and also it doubles the items you have on your first pop with it. Run winning item. Wait till you're at half a heart, pop it. You get different items back and full HP pretty much. Really nice. Berserk, almost run winning, but a bit too glass cannony for the actual run winning items, but still A tier. Gives you the Samson's Rage effect whenever you pop the item. Pretty strong. Dark Arts, again, no longer run winning, but still A tier. You freeze enemies and deal your tier damage, I think, plus 50% to an enemy and freeze them. It's pretty good. It's one of the most fun actives in the game, I would say. Abyss. You know, like, you can win a run by abyssing every single item, but it makes every run the same, and late game doesn't do a ton for you. I'm going to say it's B tier. Tainted Apollyon is a boring-ass character, but if you void up every wisp, it can be pretty fun. Supper, it's just HP. Go to C. Stapler is just stats. Go to B. It is damage, though, which is pretty nice. Suplex, a fun active item. Can break open secret rooms, can break keepers, can break machines, can deal crazy boss damage, stuff like that. So you know what? A tier. Lovely, lovely stuff. Bag of Crafting. I'm going to say run winning on this one. Controversial take, but Tainted Cain is very fun, and Bag of Crafting with any character is just essentially free items. So, yeah. Getting, like, crafting breakfast, crafting even the most, like, random items, it puts items down in secret rooms as well for restock machines and shops and stuff like that. So, yeah. I think it's a run-winning items. Fucking sue me. Flip. Outside of Tainted Lazarus gives you pretty much a visible reroll on an item room. It's kind of just B tier. I don't know. Not impressive. Le Megaton is, I would almost put it in run winning. It does give you wisps that mimic items that are, I believe, 75% as strong. Okay, yeah. The flame deals double your tier damage to any enemies that touch it, right? Okay, and it also is weighted towards going from your pool that you're standing in. I'd say it's run winning. It's defense. It's Book of Virtues, but it gives you, like, passive effects. I like that. Sumpatorium, or suck my balls. This item is fun. It's not run winning because the clots do get weaker as time goes on, but if you build up a lot of them, you have a really strong... You know what? No, it is run winning. These, like, character-specific items right here are, like, really, really strong. Because if you get a bunch of clots and a bunch of full heals on the ground and stuff like that, you're just a fucking menace, you know? Recall, only used on one character, and even then, like, it's not super amazing to me. I kind of just, like, don't use it anyways. It's kind of like, I don't know, B tier for me. The poop jar that Tainted Blue Baby has, same kind of deal. Keeper's Sack, Keeper's Ball Sack, A tier. High A for sure, but nothing above run winning. It gives you stats for buying shop items, which is pretty impressive. But you gotta pay money, and then get money, and pay more. It can be strong, but you have to have the right, the very specific setup to get more money to make it work, I feel like. Keeper's Kin, A tier, gives you spiders for blowing up rocks, and occasionally will just spawn passive spiders out from underneath rocks. I like it. Keeper's Box spawns shop-based drops and items whenever you pop it. Portable Shop, it's A tier. What can I say? Jar of Everything. Again, like, you choose your whatever drop you want. Having that choice and that agency makes it super, super strong. It can give you Giga Bombs. It can give you Soul Hearts, golden consumables for floors. Like, it's a lot of stuff for you. TM Trainer. It is both a run-winning and run-losing item. Whenever I see it, I take it. and it normally does not kill me, but gives some crazy fun effects. I'm going to put it in A, though, because I'm going to put it in B. It has a chance to kill you, and a fun factor, I would say the TM Trainer is like an S tier item. I love it. Anima Sola, A tier. Spin down dice, if you aren't a coward wiki user, it is just a D6. So, and D6 is very, very good. A tier. Hypercoagulation gives you Tainted Maggie's effect on when you get hit. It spawns hearts in the ground. Makes blood banks infinitely replenishable and stuff like that. Again, A tier. IBS, I'm still putting it in F tier. I hate this item. It has a chance to like make you spawn poops, poop bombs, concussive stuff. It's Tainted Blue Baby as a really annoying passive item. I hate it. The Sneeze, B tier. Sneeze is good, but again, the double tapping thing just takes it all out of it for me. I'm not a huge fan of it. And now we have Ghost Bombs. They spawn ghosts that deal your tier damage to enemies when you place a bomb down. Bomb Synergy, again, but you are a better one, so you're going with Brimstone Bombs. Jello gives you like a pretty much a Tainted Little's familiar in front of you for the room. You pop it in, like it's really good. Decap Attack is kind of just for me. The bug is patched out, so whatever. And that's my list. I'm going to organize it, and I'll give my final thoughts, and I'll see you guys in a quick second. Give me one quick moment here. Okay, guys, so after trying to organize the entire list, I kind of just thought to myself, like, I cannot rank 170 items objectively, like, based off, you know, their social standing and their own little ranks here. So I'm just going to rank I'm going to do, like, the top tier and the bottom tier in order. Everything else is kind of be in the middle here. So for our best item in the game, we have Death Cert, followed by R-Key, which is a free extra run that can get you more HP, more items, etc., stuff like that. Then we have Spirit Sword. I think Spirit Sword is like the most guaranteed DPS winning item in all of Isaac, I feel like. Because even with, you know, bad damage, or even with like, the worst tier rate in the entire game, the item still functions the exact same. A close second in terms of DPS output. Glitch Crown is kind of just like choose whatever item you want. Now, you could argue Mega Mush is better than everything on this list. However, if your run stats are awful, and you go into a boss fight with this isn't like charged all the way up, or you've used it already on the floor and you can't use it ever again because your charges are all gone, you're going to have a rough fight and you could die in that fight. It is not a constant benefit, whereas the rest of these are all constant benefits. Stay away from free angel items. Obviously, choose your own adventure run right here. Rock Bottom, you know, Red Key, Sacred Orb, Binge Eater, Virtues, Esau Jr., Candy Heart, Bethlehem Star, Crafting, Olympic Town, and Mercurius Tutorial. Makes sense. You got your other tiers. We had everything like listed down over here. Echo Chamber being the strongest, followed by Damocles and Birthright, because this is a very, you know, weird one to put there. I do think Magic Skin is better than, like, I would say, like, almost everything on the entire tier, because this item can give you any of these items on a good run. If you just farm for it enough, if you farm for enough charges, enough confessionals, you can just get any item you want, I feel like. Aside from that, your average tiers, you got your familiar tier, you got your bomb tier, you get your D, E, and F, for these items, like, these are kind of like lackluster items that don't do a lot for you. These are items that can negatively, I would put that right there, I guess, that can just are annoying to have because they could be really good, but they just have so many drawbacks to them. And then you have the items that are just like big letdowns, like meme item, trash, and then just story items. So there's your list. I'll zoom it out for you guys real quick right here, so you guys can see the whole thing. There you go. Take your screen caps now. It's mostly subjective, I feel like, as every list will be. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time for whatever future lists we do. But yeah, peace out, guys, and goodbye.